Yes, yes, oh yes, oh yes. Oh, yeah, hello students. Today I've got another science experiment for you. It's about DNA. Yeah, we'll talk about DNA. I'll show you what is DNA and let you look at some. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Right. Okay. What is DNA? Well, maybe we should talk to some women in science who are experts on DNA.
Hi, my name is Laurel First, and I'm a technician in the double haploid lab at Bayer Crop Science Canada. Mr. Mont has asked me to give a definition of DNA. DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is the genetic instructions inside chromosomes that are passed down from the parents and determine which traits a person will have.
Well, those scientists sure are smart. They work with DNA all day long. Let's talk about DNA a different way.
Every living thing has DNA, from plants to animals to bacteria, even to viruses which were once considered non-living. And most importantly, we humans have it. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid, and although every living thing has DNA, its varied compositions differentiate you from others. The interesting fact is that humans' DNA is 99% the same. Therefore, it is only 1% of DNA that makes you unique. What is so important in it? And what does it do? DNA contains hereditary information that is passed on to you from your parents. If you and your father have the same colour of eyes, or your hair are as silky as your mother, it is because of DNA that you inherited from your parents. Where does DNA reside in your body? Your body is made up of billions and trillions of cells, and almost all cells have DNA in their nucleus. There's a lot more to know about DNA, but that's all for now.
We don't need to see the same video again, do we? No. But here's another one.
What in the world is DNA? DNA? What's a DNA, you ask? And more importantly, where is this DNA? DNA is short for deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. And this is what the DNA molecule looks like. Long strands connected by a genetic material to form a double helix, and kind of looks like a spiral staircase. DNA strands are so long that they must be packaged special so they can fit into the nucleus of every cell. They are wound up tight and form structures called chromosomes. Chrome-o-some. Chromosomes. A complete set of 23 pairs of chromosomes, structured like X's and Y's, fit nicely into every cell, and this is what identifies your physical traits. Traits from your mother and traits from your father. And this is what makes you unique. It's what gives you blue or brown or green eyes, or a little of everything. DNA research can be valuable in the healthcare industry. DNA testing has become very popular in family history research. Using DNA material to find criminals has become very important.
Amazing. Where can we find this DNA? Well, we can find it in our cells. In our bodies, We have trillions and trillions of cells.
We could make trillions.
Why make trillions when we could make billions?
A trillion is more than a billion.
All right, Zip.
And in each cell, there's a little nucleus. And in each nucleus, there's a lot of DNA stored there. Great! Now you know what DNA is and where you can find it. I think it's high time that you and I got down to actually seeing some real DNA. We're going to do an experiment that real scientists do in labs every day across the world. And here's how that's going to go. Today, we're going to be doing a little experiment. And in order to do that experiment, I need you to collect some things before you can go on. The things I want you to collect are these. I need you to collect 2 rubber bands, some measuring spoons, some regular salt, some regular sugar, 1 coffee filter, a smallish glass, a half a banana, or 2 strawberries would work as well, some isopropyl alcohol, 99% is best, but 70% will work, some dish soap, it could be any brand, some boiling water, and a resealable bag. I need you to get all of these things before we go ahead any further. So pause the video, go get those things together, and then finish watching the rest of the video when you have it all. In order for us to continue, I need you to collect all of those things before we go ahead. So please write down that list, talk to your parents, collect all of those things in one spot, and when you have them all, then continue on with the rest of the video. Great! You've collected all of those things. Okay, to start this experiment, I want you just to get a bowl and a fork, and I want you to peel your banana and put it in the bowl. You don't need the peel, you can recycle or compost that. And I want you to mash the banana with the fork till it's all ooey and gooey. Mash it really well. Look at that, super gooey. Okay, when it looks like that, I want you to put the banana inside the resealable bag. Try and get it all in there. Okay, it's all in there. I don't need the bowl and fork anymore. Next, I forgot to mention that you need a measuring cup. Next, I want you to pour a half a cup of boiling water into your measuring cup. A half a cup. And to that, I want you to add a half a teaspoon of salt to the water. A half of a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon to this water. And give that a good stir. Now I want you to pour that salty water into the banana bag. And zip the bag closed. And now mash all of that together really well. Okay, do that for about a minute.
1 minute later.
Okay, after mixing that for about a minute, I want you to set it down carefully. And I would like you to add a half of a teaspoon of dish soap to the bag. So maybe open the bag or get some help from somebody to hold the bag open. Half of a teaspoon of dish soap. Pour that into the bag carefully. Close it back up. And gently mix that stuff together, but be careful because we don't really want too many bubbles. Okay, after mixing that for a minute, you'll see there's a little bit of foam, but not too much. Just set that bag off to the side and get out your glass, coffee filter, and rubber bands. I want you to take the coffee filter and turn it upside down and put it on the cup. And then with your hand, gently push it in until there's a little dish inside. Okay, a little dish, and then take your rubber bands and put it around the outside of the cup until there's a nice little dish in there. You see that? Nice little dish. You can use 2 rubber bands if it's a bit loose. Okay, do that and come back when you've got that ready. Okay, after you have that ready, and it's just sitting there, I want you to take your bag of banana mixture and open it up and very slowly pour it on top of the coffee filter. We want to keep the mushy banana parts here and let the liquid fall through. This might take a few minutes to do, and it looks a little bit like this. My cup at top is a bit full, and you can see there are some drips coming through. I'm just going to let that completely drain out before I add more. And I want you to do the whole bag until there's nothing but water in here and all the clumpy parts are up top. Come back to me when that's finished. Okay, my dripping and draining has done. It ended up taking a really long time, and I ended up needing to take my coffee filter and pinching the top and giving it a little squeeze until juice started coming out like that. So maybe that's what you guys could do too. In any case, I've got my banana juice, salt, and soap mixture there, and we are ready for the next phase. In the next phase, you're going to need your isopropyl alcohol, and you'll need maybe parents' help with this. But we're just going to pour on. A little bit. So just pour some on the top. Slowly and gently pour. You can see a second layer forming. You need about an inch. Can you guys see the two colors there? I need about an inch of isopropyl alcohol on there. And then you're going to wait 11 minutes.
11 minutes later.
Okay, it's been 11 minutes, and you can see on the top there's this floating white mass. And that, my friends, is DNA. It's actual DNA extracted from the cells of the banana plant. And if I touch it, it's really floppy and it's separate from the rest. And look, if I pull it out, it's long and stringy. And that is pure DNA extraction. And scientists do this kind of extraction all the time in labs. Well, there you have it. You now know how to extract DNA from plants or humans. That's enough for me. It's time for me to get back to my science.